Hey guys, Nikki here, and we're back with another community challenge for August. We decided to take the month as we were wrapping up summer to wrap up some projects. So we're taking those projects that are maybe half, 90% completed. They just need that little extra love, that little extra time to cross the finish line. Our community also has a goal of 1,000 miniatures painted through the challenge for the end of the year, so we were keeping that in mind as we were picking projects as well. Right now for September, we're working on monsters and vehicles, larger things for our armies. If you'd like to come join us, we're doing this every month over on Twitch. That link is in the description. Like and subscribe here if you want to see showcases of everyone's work. But for now, let's dive in for August. If you've not joined us for one of our challenges or showcases, each month everyone submits a before photo to show where they're starting for the month. For a lot of our challenges, this means that it's built, primed, ready to go. For this month, obviously it's a little different because everyone's work in progress projects that we're revisiting, but just showing where we're starting for the month. As we go through these, there'll be before and after, and then I am also adding them up as we go so we can add to that overall number for the 1,000 miniature goal. So we'll have before and after for each person. We are going to start with Scorch Panda. Scorch Panda's decided to pull back out this Chaos Lord on Karkadrak. Good reason to get this back out. The Panda decided why stop there. We're also going to go for Ghazghkull. So here is Ghazghkull where he is starting. We've got some dry brushing, we've got some skin started, but time to get him ready as well. So here is where we're starting, and here is where we have ended at the end of the month. So here is the Chaos Lord and his mount. I really love that you've brought in the purple. I think it contrasts really nicely with the skin tones for the beastie, bringing in the red as well to complement it. Looks really, really nice. You can see the different scales here down the back. It's a nice little pop of color as well, but still keeping it kind of in those neutrals, so it doesn't take away from these fun colors here. But yeah, really nice details through here on the weapons. On the other side here, you can see more of the details on the armor. Also love that you've kind of taken the colors from the cloak onto the base as well to just kind of tie that in really nicely together. It really helps with the color scheme, kind of cohesive here. But more of the details with the fur, all of kind of the overlapping details between the mount and the rider look really, really nice. And then we do have this angle too that really shows that off. So you can see more of the other scales here up front for the beastie, more of the rider and the weapon itself. But he looks amazing. It was an excellent pick for the month to get him finished up, and they both look so good. But Panda's not done. We're going back to Ghazghkull. So here is Ghazghkull ready now for the orcs. You can see some of the dry brushing and texture that was added when we first picked him up, and now we've gone back and added all these other details. I also love the checkers. I know you're talking about the checkers in the Discord, adding those in. So cool to get those kind of figured out. It's a good time to practice some checker work for the orcs on here. He looks great. We ultramarine on the base. We love to see it. And then we also have Makari joining, so bringing out his little friend here, getting the fun colors on the banner here as well. There is Gaz and Makari. I do have one more shot here, so we can see all the detail back here. Gaz has a lot with this backpack between the cables and all of the different pieces and things here. Look at all this edge highlighting, throughout here. Looks like dry brush adding some texture as well, but they both look great. And with the Chaos Lord, that is 3 miniatures from Panda for the month. So they all look amazing. Well done, Panda, on getting them finished up. All right, next up we've got oh, it looks small on my preview. We're good. We've got Confurioso is next. Confurioso also had several projects being added into the mix. So first up, we've got the Spirit of Durthu. Confurioso is finishing up Sylvaneth that he has had. So our first project here. We also decided to add in the Wildwood. So we've got 3 sets of trees also going into before. Next up, still adding on, we have the Arch Revenant. So we decided to get that out as well to finish off the Sylvaneth. And then decided just finishing Sylvaneth wasn't enough. How about we also knock out some Custodes? So those are all of the befores for Confurioso. And then here is what we were able to finish for the month. So starting off strong, here is that Spirit of Durthu looking amazing. I really love the bases that you do for all of your Sylvaneth as well. This looks so good, tying him in together with the base. Love the work around his face here, bringing in the greens, kind of tying that up through the leaves. All these kind of overlapping branches and things work really, really nicely together. And then of course the sword. Has this nice bright kind of blue-green. Really sets it apart as well. Looks really lovely. And then tying that in with some of the details here. So lovely work here. And then that also extends over to the wildwood. So some of these same colors, same basing. Just really nice, cohesive for the army. So this looks amazing. Yeah, just bringing in the flock and all of the texture and everything to the bases really adds a lot. And then all the work on the bark, just pulling out all these little details, all the little mushrooms on the tree. Very cool. And then we're not done. Bringing that same feel, those same things over to the Arch Revenant as well. There's that beautiful blue-green again on the Arch Revenant. Again, more of the basing here, but just really lovely job. Especially, yeah, just layering all of these colors across the branches, the different greens. It looks so good across the army. Lovely, lovely work from Furioso. So that is Sylvaneth done. Congrats. Well done. So that is, let's see, 3 Wildwood. That is 5 from Sylvaneth. But then, the Custodes. So Furioso was trying to get a color scheme worked out for the Custodes. And is running with it. Running with the red and the gold. So here is our first 5 up. For finished for the month. I love the blend on the swords. They look great. But here's that color scheme in action. We've also got another group here with the spears. Again, the really cool blend here on the blades. Look really, really nice. Ties in nicely with both the gold and the red. Lovely, lovely work. And then we've got another group of 4. So more spears adding in to this group here. For a total of 14 Custodes with our 5 Sylvaneth. 19 miniatures from Furioso for the month, so well done on all of your projects. I know more Custodes on the way. I'm excited to see them, but they look amazing, Furioso. Thanks so much for joining us. They look so good. Alright, next up we've got Mad Scythe. Mad Scythe decided to bring out the Stormcast again, and this is Andrasta. So we've got just looks like straight onto the base, not even primed just yet. But getting Andrasta ready for paint. And then here she is after. I love the color scheme you've done on the wings, the white out to the blue is so pretty. I also love that she contrasts nicely with like the very swampy base. So you've got kind of the boggy, swampy, and then she's just looking beautiful with these wings. So this really cool fade here. Bringing that to the weapons as well. Lovely work on all of the armor, nice and tidy through there. But yeah, I love how much she contrasts against the base. Really draws the eye to her, to the wings, to all of these lovely details that you've done for her. So Andrasta now joining the Stormcast army for Mad Scythe. Mad Scythe adds 1 to our total. Well done, glad that she is now ready to roll for the tabletop. Alright, next up we've got Erebry. Erebry has been working on Death Guard, so trying to get an army ready for the table. I know he did some planning. We've added some guys that were already started, and then also on the sprue. So this is where we're starting. And then the final count, I think, realized that he had to have 4 plasma and then 5 marines. So that is what we ended up for the list. So here are our 5 marines. You guys probably have recognized the Death Guard here. We've got the very grimy, muddy Death Guard scheme, which is perfect for them. And then the cool basing that Erebry has been doing across the force. So here are more of our Death Guard. There's the Marines, and then here is our Plasma. So again, keeping the color scheme very consistent. I like the red with the color scheme here, so that red kind of contrasting with that green is a really nice choice there for the Plasma weapons. But with these 9 miniatures that we're adding to the total, Erebry says that a 3K point force is now done. So congrats on getting your 3K list all together, Erebry, ready for some games. That's huge. Congrats on getting your army list together. Well done, and thanks for joining with 9 miniatures. Alright, next up we've got Spilled Paint Pot. So Spilled Paint Pot has a Sons of Medusa kill team that has apparently been sitting in this stage for a year, they said in the Discord. So with the challenge for going back to finish was the perfect candidate for this. So here is where we're starting. We've got our lovely, lovely green. It looks like we were starting details when we left off. And now, all ready to roll. So we've got that lovely, lovely green again. I love just this green with this white, just is so striking. And then that you've gone with a darker base so it can really stand on its own is really cool. But they look amazing. All of the detail work, all of this edge highlighting on the weapons and things, very nice and clean. The lenses kind of being the orangey yellow works really nicely with the green as well, and then tying that in with some of their, it looks like their consoles and things as well, just to tie it all together and keep it cohesive. And so glad this is, yeah, this is exactly the intent of the challenge, was to go to those things that have been sitting and you just want to finish. So these are perfect for that, I think. And you have added 10 to the total for this month. So 10 Space Marines ready for Sons of Medusa. Well done, Spilled Paint Pot, on getting them completed. Alright, next up we've got Erebri. Erebri decided to go in with some tanks that needed some love. So we've got tank and trucks here. So we have a Baneblade in a box. And we've got some trucks that have already got some work already started on them. So here is where we're starting. And then here is where we're ending. Look at this. This Baneblade. So we've got the Sad Leviathan's been doing the really cool kind of stencil work for the Genestealer cult. We have that here on the Baneblade as well. Bringing in kind of different accent panels and things. Bringing in the kind of the Nihilak Oxide throughout here. Getting our decals all together. So here is one view. We've also got, here we go, from the front. Bringing in more of that weathering, more of those details here. Really pulling out the Aquilas and everything here. I think I've got one more. Yeah, so there you can see more of the kind of stencil work that they do for the tanks, which look really, really cool. And then more of the decal work, so more of just all these little details. There's so much room on these Baneblades to really be able to add all these really fun little pops of colors and details. We've got bits here on the front of the tank. These colored accent panels are really cool. So we've got the Baneblade, but then we also have some of the Goliath vehicles. So they've done the Rock Grinder and then the truck for the Goliath vehicles, and you can see kind of bringing in those icons again. We've got some lovely messaging on the front of this one. Bringing in some more bright pops of color here on the weapons here on the side, but they look great. Ties in nicely with the rest of the force that they've been working on. And then here's from the side, you can see more of the details and more of these fun colors on the weapons here. So all the work on the panels and everything through there. So with, I feel bad painting or counting a Baneblade as one, but with the Baneblade and the 2 trucks, that is 3 added to the total. Well done, Sad Leviathan, they look great. Army is looking so good all together. Alright, next up we've got Peach. Whoop, let me zoom out a bit. We did have one picture that was really large when I first loaded it in, so it kind of goofed up my, there we go, my resolution. BJ decided to go with the rest of the Stormcast Spearhead. So this is what was remaining after kind of the initial push on the new box, Skaventide, sorry. So we've got a couple of the Liberators, 5 Liberators. We have the Lord Vigilant and the Lord of Veritant left. Here is our before. And then here is some of our after. Oh, we're gonna have to go back and forth here. Alright, so here is the Lord, I believe it's the Vigilant. And bringing in, you'll recognize this color scheme if you watched last month's video. We did it was like the Sons of Sanguinius almost Stormcast. So bringing in that same really fun red color scheme and contrasting really nicely with the blue here on the Griff. So really cool, bringing in kind of the autumn basing, ties it together really, really nicely. I like the contrasting colors and the color scheme. We've also got the Lord Veritant, so bringing that also to the smaller Griff beasties. And then all this work on the fire, again, works really nicely with all of the autumn foliage onto the fire on the blade. Really cool together here. And then those, the Liberators. So here is the unit also joining. And again, just lovely work on all this armor. Really nice, tidy work on these shields, the kind of the chainmail here, and then the foliage. And then we do have one family photo all together, which I will enhance so you can see all of this, but lovely work. And these are the unit from last month. So you can see the spearhead all coming together here for a game. So between the Liberators and the characters, that is 8 miniatures for Peacha for the month. Well done, they look amazing. I like the backdrop here with the terrain too, very nice. Well done, Peacha. Alright, we're gonna keep it within Age of Sigmar. Next up is, zooming back out, we've got Reaper. And we've got a lot of corn on the table. So we've got some corn warriors here. So we've got early on trying to get kind of organized here. This is our before. And then here is... Uh-oh, where's my photo? Uh-oh, chat. Give me just 1 second. It looks like a tab accidentally got closed. Okay, apologies. I accidentally closed a tab or forgot to open one as I was doing my counts. But here's our before again for Replay, our warriors here for corn. And then here is our after, and I've got to enhance here so we can see everyone. But really lovely work across this whole army here. I know it's tough to get a photo of 20 dudes. But really nice work here throughout the force. This really lovely red that you've been working up across the different units that you've had. This gold really pops really nicely. I love the different skin tones that we've brought in for variation across the force. So all of the different skin tones getting worked up, all of the details here. We've got the banner here, some more of the skulls. Of course, gotta have more skulls for corn. But they look so good all together. Really lovely work on all of these details. So Replay had a very busy batch painting month with 20 being added into the total and into the corn army. So well done, Replay. Congrats on 20 miniatures across the finish line. But that's not all the corn, and this may be why I got a little goofed up, is next up, Scott also has corn. So also copying in with some warriors and a couple of characters here. So these are bare plastic ready to roll. And then here is our afters. Let me back out here. Here is another really pretty red and gold workup. So just like Reaper, you've got this really lovely red. I know Scott's been working with the contrast paints and is really enjoying them for getting Sigmar Force together kind of quickly here. Specifically, I know he's mentioned getting the bone, the leathers, just making that very easy to work up. But then going back and adding the details that he wants to add to finish them up. Also really love, and I'll zoom out a little bit here so we can see the hound here. Bringing in that pink to kind of contrast against all of the red and really help that character stand out as well. But Scott is adding 11 more corn to the total. So on top of Reaper's 20, we've got 11 here with Scott. Well done. Really fun watching this new army come together with the new edition of Age of Sigmar, hitting it hard, and they look great. Alright, next up we've got Country Cow, who's been working on salamanders. This was a gladiator lancer that had been started, so you can see we've already kind of started at the top, kind of working our way down here. So here is where we are starting for the month, and then here is where we end. This really bright green I really love for the salamanders. I believe this is also some contrast or quick shade paint coming together really nicely. I like the pop of black across the front to kind of break it up across these large vehicles. All this work on the lenses, keeping those really tidy. The work on the details look great. Or, I'm sorry, the decals look great. And then more of the magma lava base is awesome. So well done. Here's from the front. We've also got another angle here from the back. So you can see more of that decal work that Country Cow's been doing. More of the details. But yeah, really neat and tidy, keeping all of this metallics. It's tough sometimes working around with the contrast because touch-ups. You really want that base to really be the same, so limiting touch-ups as much as you can be tricky, but you can see how nice and tidy Country Cow has kept this. So that is the Gladiator Lancer. Decided to throw in a little bit more for the month. We've also got some Hell Blasters. So these are right, again, very early for the Hell Blasters. And then here is where they ended for the month. Look at these. There's that same bright green. I still love that you do the orange here on the shoulders. Looks really, really nice with that green. They just stand out so nicely. Ties into the base, kind of like we were talking on some of the other projects. And then look at the plasma weapons themselves. That really blue glow here across the force looks so good. So we've got 10 Hell Blasters across the unit as well. I also love kind of similar to the black stripe on the Lancer, the black backpacks as well. Looks really, really nice with these. So between the Lancer and the Hell Blasters, that is 11 from Country Cow. Well done. Very busy month for you as well. Lots of projects knocked out. All right, we've also got Terrea. I love this before photo because I think everyone has a tray or a box or something similar to this, right? We have a tray of minis that need to be done. So we've got some jump troops here. We've got some characters. We've got a character here that I think needed some work. Unfortunately, I do know Terrea left a note in the Discord that the resin for our winged lady didn't quite make it. But look how much Terrea did get done. So we've got our jump squad here. I'm gonna enhance a little bit here. Really love the color scheme for this, and then the pops of red on the shoulders. All of the details here on the jump pack look really nice, very tidy. So bringing the jump pack to life here with, we've got some, looks like custom helmets as well, bringing that in to kind of mix up the squad. They look really good together. I love that we've got like the flying V formation too for the photos. I think it, I don't know, for a jump pack squad, I think it really adds to it. That's really fun and a cool way to see all of the details for all of them. The lovely tidy work for all of that. We've also got our characters that were in our before photo. So we've got the Justiciar here. Bringing in with the red for the cloak looks really, really nice. And then we've got our other character here, bringing in some of the blue, all of the work on these metallics, bringing out those lenses, just really, really tidy work for all of these details. Look at all of these purity seals that Sharia was working through. He's covered in them. But yeah, lovely work. I like the weathering on the cloak as well, all of the shading through here, very, very nice. And then we do have one more unit, which, here they are. Again, we've got some more, instead of the jump packs, we've got the wings, and I really like how Tareya has connected them back here. It's very, these wings are notoriously tricky for adding onto Marines with the Sanguinary Guard, but they look really nice back here, and they come together really nicely. We've got the little detail here to pull that all together, and then rocking these blues. Look at these gradients on these wings. Very, very pretty. And again, kind of similar to the Jump Squad, tying that in with the shoulders. So very nice, very uniform, bringing in the custom heads for, I'm assuming, the sergeants. But really nice work here from Tareya. So between our different squads and our characters, we have 12. So we've got the 2 groups of 5 and our characters. Well done, Tareya. They all look amazing. I love these wings. These wings just need to be on everything. On everything. Well done, Tareya. I'm glad the tray is now complete. Alright, next up we have Numerian, who had a couple different projects. So here is our first one. This is some terrain for Warcry. So we've got different textures here. We've got a lot of stone, we've got wood, we've got different pieces that you can put down on the table. We've also got the K-Knights. So these were actually from a previous challenge that didn't get completed, which again, perfect for this month as we finish it up. So here is the starting point for both of those. And then here is where we ended up. So here is the K-Knights all finished. Look at these fun colors. I love the color schemes for these, bringing in these little pops of the yellows, bringing in the greens. They look so good across the warband here, bringing it into the bases as well. I think really adds to their kind of theme, their feel. But these look amazing. So glad you're able to go back and finish something from a previous challenge. I think sometimes when you put those projects down, it can be really hard to come back. So well done for getting them back out, getting them finished up and ready for the table. They look so good. Here's a close-up so you can see more of the color scheme itself. So we've got, again, just those really fun colors playing nicely together here. Really love the green that we've brought in as well. Very nicely done. And then, of course, they need some terrain to play on. So, terrain also finished. So you can see here all those textures we were looking at in the before. So here's kind of a family shot of all of them together. So you can see how some of the ramps and things kind of lead to different items and things to play on here. But we do have a few close-ups, I believe. Yep, we'll start here. This piece is really cool. I like the OSL and some of the effects we've got on this one, but even more skulls. We can, I think the corn players will like this piece as well. But some really cool effects for the OSL. We've got some weathering here on the stone, so just bringing out all these little details for the terrain itself is really cool. Got some of the metallic pieces, so bringing in some of the rusting effects and everything like that. The weathering, again, more of the work on the stones, really cool. You can kind of see where that water line may be, right? Across these different pieces, so they all look really, really good. And yeah, just a really nice table of terrain. I thought I had one more photo, but we've got a really nice table of terrain here for Warcry. So I'll go back to the family shot here. Well done, Numerian, getting those. That's a busy month as well. All of this terrain, plus the K-Knights. I tried to do a rough count of the terrain. I counted it as like 9 different little pieces, and then the K-Knights, I put it at 18. That might be a little different just with how these break apart, but tried to get a total to that, just between the different ramps and things. But that's what I went with, but That's my best estimate. But thank you so much for joining, and we're gonna throw 18 on there for the total. All right, next up, we've got Kublai Khan, who was working on Marines as well. Let me zoom out here a second. So we had some intercessors here that had gotten a little bit of a head start. So we've got the base for our armor down. We were starting on details, decided to throw them in for the month. Here is our before. And then here is the after. It works so nicely for white scars. So bringing in the red accents, you can see where all those details had started, now all finished up, really tidy with our edge highlighting. I love the markings we've done on the legs, bringing kind of more of the individual for each Marine's getting a little bit of a little love here with some accent colors and things. Really nice work on the decals on the shoulders here. But yeah, they look amazing. Well done with all of the detail work for them. Painting white can be a pain. Painting around white is tricky, so these are really neat and tidy and well done. We've also decided to add on some more projects. We've got a Gravis Lieutenant also getting added into the challenge. Here is our before. Looks like we've got a few different options to paint separately. And then here is our after. So more of the pretty salamander green. So this one, it looks like instead of the contrast, going with the traditional acrylics, but bringing in these really lovely edge highlights along that. We've got the fire sword, which is always fun for salamanders. And weathering here on the muzzle, really love that as well. Love that you've brought some of the terrain onto the feet and onto the cloak as well, so lovely job there. But still not done. We also have a jump squad that needed to be completed. So I think mentioned in the Discord that they had a jump captain that needed a crew. So these are ready to roll. Here is our before. And then here is that after. So that same lovely green, bringing in the black backpacks like Country Cow did as well. So bringing those over to the salamanders. And then we had some custom basing. You could see it in the before shot, but now you can see how that works up nicely with our snow and everything to join the rest of the army here. So well done. Kublai Khan adds between the assault, the jump squad, and then the captain, 12 miniatures to the challenge. So well done. Congrats on 12 out of the backlog. Very nice work. Alright, next up we've got Goblin from the Discord, decided to go with a tech priest. So this is our before. Looks like we had started some detail work, getting our robes started, but here is before. And then here is our after. Again, same thing as the white scars. Painting around that white can be really stressful, but look at all the lovely work here from Goblin. I love the armor here. I love that we've gone with the fluids here in the containers as well. Really nice work through there, getting our plasma all worked up. Really nice tidy work. These can be tricky too. They're very small. But the AdMech symbol here, bringing all of this lovely work here, getting all of the highlighting here. But yeah, just really nice job on this tech priest. I like the basing choice as well too, having that white really stand out across the against the base looks really, really nice. So well done, Goblin, on getting the tech priest together. Goblin's adding 1 to our total, and he looks so good. And just all these little details that you really went all out on, they look so good. Well done, Goblin. Alright, next up is me. I painted this little Ignis art kitty. This kitty had been sitting at like, I don't know, 90% done for months, maybe a year, I don't know. But as tempted as I was to change it to more Skaven, I decided to stick with him, and I'm glad that I did, because he's finally done. So this is Ala Meowgo from Ignis Art, and he's our little adventuring kitty. So here is the front, and then the part that just took me forever to just sit down and do, just these bottles and things. There's more I could do on the sword, but at this point was ready to move on to something else and call him done. But really happy that took the time, sat down, got him done, got him out of the backlog. So he's an adorable sculpt. I had a lot of fun with him, and glad to have him done and sitting on my shelf now. So there's my little kitty cat for the month. I had one. Alright, next up we've got Vegeta, and we have what Vegeta has called the Grandma Squad. I made a note of that. These are a mix of characters that were a gift that seemed fun to paint. So here is the before. I'll zoom out a little bit here. So we've got a good mixture of things to work on. And then here is our after. So the lighting is a little tough to see here, but really cool that you're able to work on so many different things for the month. So very much 3 separate characters all getting some love. So we've got the Deepkin here, we've got our Stormcast. I love this little guy. Let's take a look at all of them here. We do have a little bit of better lighting here so you can get a better idea of the colors. But there is all 3 of them all together. We're gonna zoom in here on our Deepkin. I really love what you did with the base and bringing the water so it's kind of like overflowing. It reminds me of like an infinity pool or something. But bringing that water onto the base, so really like kind of highlighting that as part of the miniature is really cool. Love the work on the little eel and all of the lovely work through here. All the cool colors that you've brought in, I think really add to it too. So lovely work on him. And then we've got this little guy I love. Look at all these fun colors. Look at that smile. Got the fun colors on our little squig bats, and all the work here on the bone, the skull is really nice, and yeah, just a fun miniature, and you've brought all these fun colors to it, which I think just add to it. Adorable. And then we've got our Stormcast, really nice and tidy through here. That the white hair kind of contrasting really nicely off the darker armor, bringing this really royal, pretty purple. So very nice job with all 3 of the characters, just getting to work on a little bit of everything for the month, which is really fun. So Vegeta adds 3 to our total with the Grandma Squad. Love it. All right, and next up we've got Wasted Mind. This is another that was part of a previous challenge, and it didn't work out this month, so we're throwing it in for this month. So these are third-party warp spiders that were, I believe, printed up. And they were starting at base coat, decided to take this month and get them worked up, and here they are now. Look at this. I love this purple with this blue. It's so pretty. Pops really, really nicely together, especially when we add the little accents of the white as well. Got the basing so that it matches the rest of the army here. And then, let me see this other photo. Okay, we do get a better look at them. There are 18 total, so definitely tough to get a photo. We've got we've got friends off to the side here. But let me enhance so you guys can see some of the detail work here. Look how nice and crisp these edge highlights are along the back, on the legs. Look at our gem work. Very, very impressive. But getting all of these little details for this very, very clean. I think Eldar can be tough sometimes because it's very clean armor work, so it's a lot of edge highlighting, a lot of panel lining, but these are lovely Wasted Mind. I like the color you've gone with for the weapon as well. Really nice pop. So with that, they are now out of the backlog. Challenge complete. 18 being added in for Wasted Mind. Well done. They look amazing. Ready to blow up, ready to blow up some knights on the table. All right, and last but not least, we have Grim One from the Discord. Decided to throw in a mech to get finished up for the month. Here is our before. Looks like we've done a little bit of work for some pre-shading to get started. And then here is our after. I love the color scheme for this. I love the kind of the accent panels with our kind of burgundy, red, purple here. Bringing in this black, this really clean line here to break up this panel, and then for the rest of the mech is really cool. So some really lovely work here, getting all of the, again, it's that panel lining can be really tough, getting all of our highlights in there, and then just keeping everything just nice and tidy across all these panels. Grimm's done a really, really nice job. I know that Grimm's painted some more of these mechs too, and just a lot of different color schemes, and they all look really, really nice. So well done, Grimm, getting this mech all finished up. And that is a wrap on our August challenge. Awesome job, everyone. So many miniatures now across the finish line and ready for the table. But how close are we to the 1,000 miniature goal? If my counting and math is correct, that's 161 miniatures completed and out of the backlog for this month. When we add those into our total for the year, we're now at 963 miniatures. 96% of our goal for the year. We're so close. It looks like one more push, maybe next month. Until we had those stretch goals. A huge thank you to everyone who joined us and watched the showcase today. If you'd like to join us for our next one, make sure to follow over on Twitch. The link is in the description if you want to catch us there live. Thanks so much for checking out the challenge. We'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.